All right, so here I am to do the second layout with the first, well, with one of the September layout kits from Close to My Heart. As a reminder, if you haven't seen the first video, be sure to go back and watch that. I'll leave a link in the video description. But this was my first layout. Now this is what the layout that they give you. They give you all the stuff for this. You can make it just like this and it will be super quick and easy. But what I thought I would show you is how you can just add a few things and tweak it to fit what your style is and still make it so that it's enjoyable and easy to create, especially with the fun backgrounds. So this second layout, I'm creating a kind of a more masculine feel for my nephew here. He broke his leg, and so I kind of want to do that like tough guy little bit. And so I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to start there, and I'll put you on fast forward and talk you through how I put this one together.
Alright, so I'm going to start by trimming off the corner of pink on that paper, and then I'm just going through my scraps to try to see if I can find something that will go nicely in that corner. And I found this little piece of green striped paper. That is a piece of paper from Pink Paislee. And now I'm just going through the different stickers and embellishments that came with this month's kit to see what might work on this layout. Now I kind of figure that because I'm creating 4 layouts, and really you're supposed to do 2-page layouts, there are going to be some layouts that lean heavily on the stuff in the kit and some that kind of stray far away from it. So my first layout, I used a lot of the kit stuff. This time I'm using less of the kit stuff. So just, I don't know, FYI, I guess. I'm going ahead and backing both of my photos with the photo mats that came in the kit. And because I'm not using a 4x6 photo, I'm just using one of those to back my 3x4s, and then I had another 3x4 photo mat. I like these little tape strips. They're stickers from the sticker sheet, and they are going to kind of hold my photos onto the page. So I'm trying to make them look like they're taped up. And then the other product that I'm going to be using is this stuff from Pinkfresh Studio that I mentioned before, and this is from the, I'm gonna have to link to it because I can't remember what collections these are from, but one of them's Tough Boy, or I don't know. Anyway, I'll link in the video description. But I'm just pulling off all of the pieces that I think might work with this layout, and I'm going with green, blue, and white, and I think I add a little bit of yellow as well. And so I'm just, yeah, I like to do this a lot often actually. Lately I've done it a lot, and it's to take a piece of wax paper and just put all of the stickers on it that I think I might use so that they're just right there handy. Now I glued that paper on, and that's from the Confetti Wishes collection. Now that I'm looking at the back, I can remember that. And I just trimmed off the edge so I could use it again. And I'm going to do my title using the classroom alphabet from Close to My Heart, and there's an outline version and a solid version. And I'm going to stamp a multicolored title. I don't do multicolored titles very often, but I feel like if you can stamp them and then stamp the outline so the outline matches on all of them, it gives it a more cohesive look than just having random letter stickers. And so I'm just looking through my ink swatches to see what colors I might want to use. So I'm going with Bluebird from Close to My Heart. I can't remember what Lucky Clover, Distress Oxide, and then Saffron from Close to My Heart as well. So I've picked blue, yellow, and green here. And I'm just going to stamp broken tibia, and that's what happened to his little leg there. And I'm just alternating between the letters. So I'll skip forward here. You don't have to watch me stamp all of those out, but you can see I'm just taking each letter, stamping it on my white paper, and then I'm going to stamp the outlines. And I wanted to make sure the outlines were offset. I really like that look, and so I want there to be some white. You can like see white around the black. You can line them up perfectly if you want to, but for me I wanted that offset look. And in fact I will end up re-stamping that first B because it's too lined up for me. So just kind of a little design choice I went with. And yes, I am going to hand cut all of these out. So that's another thing. If you wanted to do this, you could do the same thing on this pattern paper. As long as you stamped it all on the gray, it would still show up totally fine. You could just stamp it directly on the background. But I wanted to cut them out and pop them up. So, you know, I like to give myself extra work to do. It's something I really actually enjoy. And so that's the route I decided to go. But again, you could make it easier on yourself by using letter stickers or dies or stamping directly on the background. So here I am going to cut them all out, and I'm just using my fine tipped scissors from close to my heart. And I like to cut them apart first, and then I'm going to cut out the centers of the letters. And I start with the centers because it's easier to cut it out when the outside's not cut out yet, because you have a little bit bigger of a base to grip onto, if that makes sense. So here you can see them all cut out, and I am going to pop them all up on foam, and I'm going to use, oh, before I do that, I guess I'm looking, oh, I have these little, they are from Close to My Heart as well. Like, they had a little album kit, and it came with these transparent 2x2 overlays, and they're black, or they have black printing on them. And one of them said, yeah, one says good times, and then there's another one with a camera that says picture perfect, and I'm going to use all three of them. But I cut them up because I didn't want the square, so I just cut around the black part. I'm going to use them that way. Those two little hearts came from the Boutique Collection compliments pack, and they're kind of like a thin chipboard, and they're gray, and I'm going to pop those up as well. While I'm deciding exactly what I want to do, I'm stamping It's Just on a strip of white cardstock. Actually, that's not white. It's the same color as the photo mats. It's kind of like a textured gray, really soft gray color. And I'm just writing out just a broken tibia, but I am going to restamp this so it says it's just a broken tibia, because he's tough, and he, like, in those pictures, they cracked me up so much. He is just giving that little smile and the thumbs up, and he is just adorable. So he's a little bit of a troublemaker, but you know, you can't be mad at him. He's so cute. So I'm just cutting that up now with my We Are Memory Keepers guillotine trimmer, which I love. And now I'm trying to figure out where that little word strip can go. And I want the word broken tibia to kind of cross over those lines from the blue to the gray, and it's going to help tie things together. And I like the way that the words "it's just a" nestles right above the title if I move one of the photos up. So I will end up making it so that happens, so I have like a little home. And now I am going to pop all of these up, and I didn't make you watch that because it would take a long time. So I'm putting adhesive on the back of my photos, and I'm placing them down just slightly overlapping and tilted. And I was thinking, this isn't popping out enough. It's just not popping. So I am trying to figure out what I want to do about that. Looking at these strips of stickers again from the Boutique Compliments, and at this point I'm thinking I gotta back those words with something, and I decided to go for the green striped paper since it's only going to appear at the top right hand corner. I decided it would be nice to bring it in here, and it really does give just enough that I am happy with how it stands out now. And I put that up on some foam tape as well. This isn't the thin foam tape, this is the regular height, but I'm going to put the letters on the thin foam because I want them to kind of rest right underneath it. And you'll see how I kind of overlap things and make them fit together, and I end up really liking it. So the photos are also flat, so I can use those stickers that kind of look like tape so that they really look like they are holding the photos on. And at this point, I'm going to place my R first because I want to make sure that the whole of the R is filled with that blue side of the pattern, and completely. I don't want there to be a break in the middle of that whole of the R. So just making sure that happens, and as well as the B, I want there to be no breaks in the middle of the holes there. And now I'm going to just rip off all of the little strips and glue those down, and I'm overlapping them in some places just so it has kind of a we're talking about a broken tibia here, so I'm making my title look a little bit jagged and broken. I mean, it's pretty straight, but it's intentionally like the letters go a little bit up and down. So here are those things that I cut out of the clear little 2x2 cards, and I've got them kind of laid on the photos, kind of figuring out where I want them. I used two of the little X Puffy stickers, or their plus signs, from the Boutique Collection, and I like how they remind me of bandages, and they're holding on the tape too. So now I'm bringing in those Pinkfresh Studio wood stickers, and I'm going to kind of place those around. I know that there's a film on these 2x2 squares, but I couldn't figure out how to get it off. And what ended up happening, I stuck them through my Xyron sticker maker, which PS is a great way to adhere vellum or clear items. And as soon as I pulled them off the sheet, the backing paper came off. So the backing paper was on the back. And so I'm just going to run them through my machine again so I can make sure that I get them adhered properly. So now I know that the release paper is on the back of those. And so I'll get those stuck down. Here they are. And I also ran the hearts through just because I had a little extra space. I didn't want to waste any of that sticker paper. So I went ahead and did the hearts. And I really like the way the word yeah looks above the thumbs up photo, because it just totally matches that photo, right? And then the little picture perfect is going to go right above the title, and then the Be Bold fits in there. What I'm doing now is just kind of nestling everything in. I want things to fit in the spaces, and where there's like a 90-degree angle, I'm finding a piece to stick that will fit its corner into that angle. And that's just kind of that's my MO. That's what I do. I like to just nestle a bunch of embellishments all together. And I think that when you put a whole bunch of things in one spot on a layout like that, it creates an impact without being overpowering. So here I'm looking at some of the stickers that I pulled, and these are mostly from the Pinkfresh Studio stickers that I pulled out at the beginning, and I'm just playing around with those. I have at the bottom right now, I have this is how I roll or something like that, wood piece. I felt like I needed 3 so I could balance those top 2. I'll end up moving that. It just feels heavy or not right. I don't know. I couldn't figure out what I wanted. And so I'm playing around with some of the other wood pieces, trying to decide what will work. I really like this one that says okay. My only problem with it is that it's mostly blue and the other 2 are mostly wood. And so it's going to bother me a little bit, but I'm going to end up using it and putting it at the end of the title. So it kind of reads, "It's just a broken tibia, okay?" Which kind of sounds like my nephew. I'm also using the Puffy hearts from Bella Boulevard in green, and I'm going to add in, so right now I just have the dark green, but with those little hearts, I'll add in a pop of bright green as well. And I'm just kind of trying to fill in some spaces here with some more word stickers. And I don't want them to be everywhere. Like I don't want the word stickers to just feel like they're just thrown on there because I could. I really want them to fit in, so I'll move some of them around. And I'm just trying to find out where I want to nestle in the little hearts too, and I need to make sure I use a couple of those brighter green. I was looking through this stamp set again, trying to see if anything would work for this layout, and it wouldn't. I love that stamp set, so I need to use it soon. That's why I had it out. I did use this yellow border strip sticker from the boutique collection just to add in a little bit of yellow there at the top. Again, that's just customizing it a little bit further. I added some staples, and something is wrong with my little tiny attacher there. I think I need to get a new one because it's not working properly. But I'm just stapling 2 at the top. I put some washi tape at the back so the staples don't catch on the page protector when I stick it in my album. And I'm just trying to decide how exactly to arrange these little word strips next to the title. I want a good color balance and also good like visual balance. I don't want them to stick out too far or not enough. So I'm just always constantly aware of things like that. And I'm also aware of where things end on the sides of the pages. I kind of like there to be an equal amount of distance between the top and the bottom, unless it's specifically top or bottom heavy. But this is kind of centered a little bit. And so anyway, I added some more staples to one of those little tabs just because I wanted there to be staples in another area. And now I'm thinking of adding some more word strips, but instead I just add the 2 little journaling strips, which really fade into the background. I don't have a ton to say about this. I actually wasn't there, but you know, this kid is, he's such a part of my life. They moved to Wisconsin for the summer and he FaceTimed me almost every day. And so even though I wasn't there, I don't know, I feel like documenting about him, so I am. And I can. I'm stamping the date in the Bluebird ink. And I'm going to stick that below the camera that I decided to put there at the top. It's a Puffy camera. I like the addition of the yellow to this page, which I didn't originally think I would do. And now I'm just adding some more word stickers. and moving things around just a little bit, making sure it all looks good. I decided to pop a couple of them up just on some thin foam, just for a little bit of interest. The words broken tibia are popped up, and so I felt like I needed something else that would also pop up. Even though the wood has dimension, it doesn't have the same look as something that's popped up on foam squares, so I just popped up 2 of those word phrases. And then I am going to write my journaling below the title, and I'm just using a black pen. I decided with black this time because, or decided on black this time because the little clear pieces that I cut out were black. And I just wrote 2 lines of journaling. The one on the top actually goes a little bit off the sticker, but I don't think you can even tell unless you're looking really closely. So I'm just looking through my stickers and embellishments to see if there's anything else that I think I might want to add. But at this point, I'm kind of feeling like that little clump in the center is probably enough, and I don't need to add too much more to this. Otherwise, it's going to just get a little bit overworked or something. And so even though I'm still going to look through stuff because that's just how I do, I just like to look through my things and see if there's anything I want to add. So that's going to complete this layout. I hope that you've enjoyed. I'm going to come and talk to you about creating both of these layouts together for 1 second here.
All right, so really quickly, I wanted to show you what I started with and what I ended with. So this was the kit, and this was the layout that was shown, and this is a perfectly fine layout. This is great, really simple to put together. It has embellishment, it has a place for journaling and a date and all that. But I wanted to just bump it up a notch, and using this helped me kind of design my layouts. Now, this one specifically, I really kind of decided to put the title here and the photo beneath it, and I was going to put the journaling out to the side, but then I ended up liking it in the column. But I just added the stamps here, and then I changed the color of the words, and then I used the butterflies on this one because I wanted to. So, and then I also used the little ruffle borders as well. And so the background really gives you almost a finished, like, I didn't have to do a lot to the background because it was already this cool print, and sometimes a pattern like this will help you to create a layout really easily. So this one was really fun, and I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. It was nice to have these little journaling strips to write on that were already stickers, so yeah, that was nice. And also the letter stickers were great too for the title. I didn't think I would use You and Me, but you know, I did. So that's the thing about this. If I'm going to make 4 single page layouts, there's only 2 titles in here. So I'm going to have to switch it up a little bit on some of the layouts. So that's the first one. Now look at the second one. So you can tell that the background, if you stick them next to each other, you know, the background's obviously similar, but they are very, very different. And that's just because I took one in one colorway and I took one in a completely opposite colorway. So this one is blue and green and yellow, and I just chopped off the top here to put a different color there than the pink, and that was really easy to do. And then I used some letter stamps for my title and a few, like these little things were in the kit already, but most of the rest of the stuff was just stuff I had in my stash that I decided to add in. So that's totally fine. I'm going to kind of assume that maybe 2 of my layouts will lean more onto the kit, and then 2 will just kind of start with the paper, and we'll see what works with it. So that's kind of how I'm thinking it's going to go. I will come back to do the layout that goes with two different pages that are this layout, but I'm going to take it in a little bit of a different way. And I'll do that before the end of September. So I still have all of my little photo placeholders. I have a bunch of the die cuts, so I have most of the feminine ones, so I could maybe use that for one of the pages, and then I have the base pages. So watch for that later this month, and thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment below. I'll leave links to these things in the video description as per usual. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you again soon.